So, you want to buy a VR headset? Well, there are many options out there, but luckily for you, I have tested many and can narrow it down to a very short list of just 3 headsets. And let's take a look at the very first option, the PlayStation VR2. An absolutely fantastic choice if you don't have a powerful VR gaming computer or just don't want to invest in one. It's even better, of course, if you already have a PlayStation 5 at home. Now, the PSVR2 is currently selling for around $549, and together with a PlayStation 5 for $499, the total cost is about $1,000. And what's best about this headset is that it's plug and play without any hassle and have a whole growing VR game library to choose from. With games like Gran Turismo 7, the VR modes of Resident Evil 4 and 8, and Horizon Call of the Mountain, you can already be very immersed, I can tell you that. My favorite is No Man's Sky in VR, which runs great on the PSVR2, even better than on a very beefy PC. Now, the mentioned games also look great in VR. The PSVR2 has something called eye tracking in the headset, making the image sharp wherever you look, creating a very nice performance boost. I am actually quite surprised that the PlayStation VR2 can run games like Resident Evil 4 or Gran Turismo 7 fully in VR. Now, not only does the eye tracking provide a nice performance boost, some games actually use this feature to navigate through menus with your eyes, or even select weapons in-game by just quickly looking at them in your inventory. Now, besides the games, the controllers are also one of a kind compared to all other headsets out there. And this is because of their adaptive triggers. This means that when pulling the trigger in a game, it actually feels like pulling a real trigger, enhancing that immersion. And what's even better is that pulling down the trigger of a simple pistol feels somewhat lighter than pulling the trigger on a heavy shotgun. And feeling that difference is absolutely amazing in my opinion. Now, not only do the controllers offer haptic feedback, but the headset itself, yes, also offers feedback. For example, when you are in your spaceship in No Man's Sky entering a planet's orbit, you can actually feel the shaking of the spaceship in your head. Again, this is another hardware feature that you won't find in any other headset, making the PSVR2 quite unique and very fantastic. Of course, there are some negatives. For example, it's a wired headset, so you can't play wirelessly. Another downside for me is the limited selection of flight or racing simulation games available for the PSVR2. No Man's Sky and Gran Turismo 7 are the biggest titles, simulation titles that is. So yeah, you are limited to the PSVR2's game library and you just have to hope more awesome games come to the platform. But I have no doubt that that will happen. Some great PC VR games like Vertigo 2 are also coming to the PSVR2, which is great to see. Just make sure to check the PSVR2's VR game library via the link in the description to see if there is enough for you to play. Now, if at home you have a very decent gaming computer that can handle VR well, then the Quest 3 will give you great fun for its price. Of course, the Quest 3 is also a perfect and, right now, my only suggested headset if you don't have a PlayStation 5 or a computer, as the Quest 3 is also a stand-alone headset. Yep, if you are completely new to VR and don't know what standalone means, it's that the headset itself, without needing to connect to any console, offers a wide variety of games. Of course, because it's a mobile device, the graphics on the games don't look as great as some of the PC VR or PSVR2 games. But the Quest 3 is a strong device, and playing games like Red Matter 2 on it looks absolutely fantastic. Besides, the VR game library is huge and growing fast. I would also highly recommend this device if you are willing to get into VR but are not sure whether you will like it. Because you don't need a strong PC or console to play games, you can save costs on here. The Quest 3 is currently selling for $499. For this price, you get a standalone headset that can also connect to a computer, allowing you to play more graphically advanced games. Now personally, I rarely play standalone games. I always connect the Quest 3 to my PC to play heavier simulation games, as these are not offered on the standalone device. I love making my dreams come true by flying a commercial airliner or an older warbird like the Spitfire in DCS, which is absolutely fantastic. The quality of the lenses of the Quest 3 is great too, making everything look pretty sharp in the headset. Now, compared to the PSVR2, the Quest 3 doesn't have adaptive triggers, headset feedback or eye tracking, which I think is a shame because this eye tracking feature would make it the perfect PSVR headset, squeezing out some extra performance. Also, the headband or strap that comes with the Quest 3 is extremely uncomfortable. So I would highly suggest getting a more comfortable head strap from Kiwi design, which I have myself and makes wearing the Quest 3 extremely comfortable. The head strap also comes with an extra battery, extending your playtime by 2 to 4 hours. And this head strap is also extremely affordable compared to the head strap that Meta sells for a ridiculous price. So Kiwi design it is, the link is in the description. So, the Quest 3 is surely a great VR headset for starters who don't have a gaming computer or console. But it's also perfect for gamers with a beefy computer who want to enjoy PSVR with the Quest 3. Surely it could be better, and I'm sure that the next generation of Meta Quest headsets will have eye tracking and such, but for $499 plus Kiwi design accessories, this VR headset offers immense value. Last but not least, and this is for the absolute hardcore virtual reality gamers out there with a very powerful computer, we have the Pimax Crystal. Right now on the market, it has the sharpest image I have seen in VR, which of course does wonders for creating extra immersion. The headset offers eye tracking for foveated rendering, so it doesn't have to render the whole screen in that super sharp resolution. I love to turn on this headset when playing games like Elite Dangerous or DCS, and that's what this headset is made for. Simulation games in my opinion. Because, as you can see, the headset is quite big and beefy and not the most comfortable one for that reason. So, in my opinion, it's not something you will use to play an intense fast-moving shooter or sports game with. But again, for seated experiences like simulation games, it's fantastic. If you just can't get enough of VR and have a very powerful computer, then this is your next upgrade. The Pimax Crystal sells right now for a price of $1,400. Do know that this is also a standalone headset, but again, I can only praise this headset for the use of simulation games having extremely high clarity. And a reason I would suggest this headset over other expensive high-clarity headsets is that you don't need base stations for this one. It has inside-out tracking, which, for me, as I don't want to clutter my room with base stations, is just the best option. I love the headset, and if you want to have a deeper view into this headset, you can check out my video review for the Pimax Crystal, going more in depth. So yeah, that's my personal advice on VR headsets. Quick conclusion: surely the best headset out there if you are new to VR, you want a standalone device or are looking for a nice PSVR headset, the Quest 3 is the way to go. If you get hooked on VR and especially PSVR and want to make that hardcore next step, the Pimax Crystal with its extreme clarity is the way to go. Now, if you don't care about standalone VR gaming, don't want to invest in a PC gaming computer, but want PSVR-like quality, the PSVR2 headset is your choice. Not only a great headset, but with its features like adaptive triggers, headset feedback and eye tracking, it's an absolute banger of a headset. Oh yeah, and if you have problems reading the indicators and you normally wear glasses but not in VR, I would highly suggest trying out the newest prescription lenses from VRWave.store. No damaging the VR lenses with your glasses, which I was always afraid of, and I don't have any more eye strain as the lenses come with a blue light filter. I don't want to be a billboard over here, but I really wish I had done this earlier. So yeah, if you want to order them or for any other headsets, because they have them, go to vrwave.store. Now let's use the comments section below more as a forum. Do you have questions? Put them down below. If you see a question and you know the answer, reply on it, and let's help each other find the best and most suitable VR experience possible. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest VR updates and gameplay, subscribe to this channel, and as always, I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.